Well, I've always wanted to do a country record. Ever since I was a little kid, I love country music, and it really, I think the way that I sing and just being from the South, it kind of fits country music. And I've had a lot of friends, a lot of fans through the years say you should try doing a country record, but I never really thought I could, just because being in the third day, it kind of keeps me busy. But I got a little bit of time at the end of last year to, we had a little season off from third day, and I started writing some songs and started demoing those songs, and the more that I worked on it, the more I liked it and was getting a lot of encouragement from people. So finally, this thing that I've always had a dream to do that I never thought I could is coming true. Well, it's pretty different making this record because, in records past that I've made them with the band, with Third Day. And so with this one, good or bad, I had a little bit more say in what's going on. And I have, of course, as a singer for Third Day and chief songwriter, I have a lot of say in what goes on the record, but you also got three other guys and a producer and who kind of, have input. And a lot of times that's great, and a lot of times it's hard to deal with that. But with this record, it was a little bit more of, okay, this is the way I feel it should go, and that's the direction it's going to go. So it was a little more of me on this record as opposed to other people as well. I definitely feel there's a similarity in a lot of different aspects between Christian music and country music. With both genres, there's so many things that you talk about: family, you talk about faith, you talk about country, and so there's a lot of things that they share in common. Of course, there's a lot of differences as well, but as a man of faith, and yet a man who goes through real life like everybody does, with a family and bills to pay and all those things, it's helped me as a songwriter to kind of go down these different roads and tell these different stories that I'm not necessarily get a chance to do that within Christian music. So it's been a growing time for me as a songwriter, and it's been a lot of fun to try to do that. That's a tough one because I'm a little biased, but so to pick a favorite song on the country record is really hard for me. I would say probably Mississippi, because it's just a fun song. There's one of those catchy songs that you want to kind of dance around to, and I've had a lot of people who've heard the record tell me that was their favorite song on the record. And so not only do I like it, but a lot of other people who've heard the record like it a lot. So I guess right now I would say Mississippi is my favorite, but if you ask me tomorrow, I might have a different one. I think it's always a challenge to write a song, period, whether that's a Christian song, a country song, a rock song, or whatever. So I think in some ways it wasn't a challenge. It was actually easier to do, because I think within Christian music sometimes you're kind of limited to what you can say and how you can say that. And so I think this kind of writing the country record kind of broadened my palette that I could work with, and my colors that I could use, and the stories that I could tell. There are things like there's a song, as a songwriter, for example, there's a song about a woman leaving me. And now I never went through that, but as a storyteller and a songwriter, I can develop a song about that. So within Christian music, you can't necessarily tell that story. If you do, it has to be in a kind of a smaller spectrum. So I think for me, in a lot of ways, it was I don't want to say it was easy to write the songs, but it was a challenge, but a fun challenge to try to tackle. Well, I've been working with World Vision, with the guys in Third Day for, goodness, 15 years now. And we've been very fortunate through these many years of making music together to be able to get to do a lot of cool things. We've had #1 songs and gotten a lot of awards and things like that. But honestly, one of the things that we point to, and I think that we'll point to 20, 30 years from now, one of the greatest accomplishments is us working with our fans and World Vision to have over 20,000 children's lives change because of child sponsorship. World Vision does so many great things. We often think about organizations like them that feed hungry children and their families, but they do so much more than that. They also provide very clean water for people who don't have access to it, medicines, and education for children, which is so important in third world countries. So it's been an honor to work with them for so long, and look forward to even more things in the future with them.